So before we jump into the comparisons between Australia University and UK University, Michael's going to play us a song in Russian.
Okay, here we go. Отдохни и послушай, что я скажу. Я терпел, но сегодня я...
So after probably the most interesting video intro we've had in a long time, it's time to look at the University of Sydney and the University of York in the UK and compare kind of my first impressions between them both, because a lot of you guys requested that in my last video, the Hogwarts tour. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go and check that out. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm studying abroad at the University of Sydney for 1 year. I used to study at the University of York in the UK, and I'm studying economics and finance, which is good. So I recently moved rooms, and my new room, you can kind of see behind me, but I'm doing a full room tour very soon. But check this out. You can see that I actually do have a balcony, and the best part is that the balcony overlooks the city. So yeah, that was a little sneak peek of the room tour that's going to be coming sometime throughout this week. But let's move on to 100 comparisons between university in Australia versus university in the UK. So, lectures. How are lectures here? I mean, to be honest, they are probably pretty much the same, especially in economics, as back home. I mean, some lectures I've had, I literally can't hear the professor because their mics are, I don't know, turned down too low. They never seem to learn from that. It must be an international problem. I had this one lecturer that just kind of talked for an hour about how he got the job and about some random stuff, and then in the break he just played some Chinese anime and songs. And overall, the system between the UK and Australia is very similar. I mean, you sit in the lecture hall, it's quite big, no one really asks too many questions. You kind of leave a space between the person next to you, like you don't want to sit next to people. We still have like lectures, tutorials, and you still have to answer questions for the tutorials. And often the questions, especially in my last lecture, like I got set questions that he did not cover in the lecture, so I'm just there like, well, this is good. The class size is pretty similar, and they still have literally like exactly the same format. Like there's a replay capture so you can rewatch your lectures, there's discussion board where you can ask questions. Microeconomics is still impossible. My contact hours this year, they're very similar to what they were going to be in year 2 at University of York. I think I have about 16, 17 hours. So there's a lot more freedom in regards to like choosing modules. So this term I'm taking intermediate microeconomics and intermediate macroeconomics, and I won't have to take them next semester, whereas back home it's kind of like spread out over the course of the whole year. So it's going to be interesting to see what I take next semester. Moving on to nightlife. Once again, nightlife is very similar. Australia and UK are very similar. However, one thing about Australian nightlife is that all the clubs seem to be called hotels, and there's this one club that is pretty cool because it has a pool at the very top of the club, so people get drunk, strip down to their underwear and jump in the pool and just swim around for a bit. Obviously in the UK, Wednesdays are the main going out night. It seems like for this college and this university, potentially the same if you're in a college, because Wednesday night our bar is open, our college bar, and everyone kind of seems to go there. For the University of UK goers, a VK here is probably like, I'd probably say about £4 or £5 like. Also, Wednesdays we don't have off to go and do sport and then go out in the evening. It's just like a normal university day. Whereas in the UK, you kind of have that evening off to go and play sport and then go on out in the evening with your sports team. Here it's just a normal day. And I always still get asked, there's a few people that when I was out the other day wanted to be in the vlog.
I really wanted to be in the vlog, baby. You guys vlog me, you're not even filming it.
Yo.
Started at 12. Oh no, I don't want to be here.
Okay, so basically I've got some wine cellar event coming up in like 10 minutes, so I'm going to quickly get through the rest of these comparisons and then head out to a wine cellar lunch where there's unlimited wine and non-alcoholic drinks. So moving on to college life. College life here is a lot different. It's not, obviously it's doubly expensive, but there's so many more formal events like the wine cellar tonight. We've had plays, Victoriana. It's just so much, it's more of a community and there's a lot more formal events. And I'm always wearing chinos and like, you know, that kind of formal boat kind of. I'm not going to say too much on college life at the moment because you'll find out more in my vlogs that are upcoming about how college life is so different. That'll probably be the main part of the vlogs. The campus itself is pretty much the same. It's a city campus, so University of Leeds type campus. There's a lot more shops and like stuff like Subways inside the university faculties. In the UK, there's not really too much of that, especially at University of York. I think there's like one square where there's shops. And after a night out, everyone still goes McDonald's. And the big difference is McDonald's here has all day breakfast and like some other random stuff on the menu, which is a lot nicer than back at home. It's just an international thing where after a night out, you just always end up at McDonald's. Definitely is. But that's going to be today's video because I need to go to this wine cellar lunch. But I'm going to insert a few clips that I basically had from when I was back home about my friends talking about how they slept through their exam and about my friends talking about how they done really random stuff. So enjoyed this other half vlog from about a month ago because I just lost it and now I found it. But yeah, make sure you subscribe down below, leave a like. Right now, I'm at the athletics track. Basically, I've got a competition for my club, Blackheath and Bromley, and I'm doing triple jump, maybe a relay today. And then we're gonna go see my friends. It's 2 of their birthdays around this weekend, so we're gonna have a mini barbecue potentially, and then potentially go to Prism, a club in London out later on. We're gonna see how the day goes. And yeah, make sure if you are going on a lads holiday very soon, because I know it's that time, summer holidays after year 13, lads holidays, check out my lads holiday vlog from Zante last year. That'll be linked down below. Very, very interesting. And let's crack on with the day. Pole vault bag over there. Okay, so I finished up at athletics now. I'm at my friend Georgie's house. The boys are going to meet up there, but basically athletics once again didn't go my way. I didn't get a PB. I was like 70 centimeters short, which is quite a long way to be fair. Haven't done it in a while though, so I don't know. But if I make it to the University of Sydney, athletics is a big sport out there, so I kind of want to get rapid for that. Recently, since I came back from uni, like at uni you just don't eat as well, whatever. I'm just putting on weight again since I've come back. So it's my first time driving in about a year and a half. Maybe I forgot what to do at roundabouts and stuff, but I can still park well. That's all that matters.
While you drinking, fade away. All my friends, they fade away. Don't worry, he fade
That's good line there, Georgie. So you're going to do the worm for us?
Hopefully.
Don't worry, he fade
damn,
away.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Nothing for the same, nothing for the same. All up in my head.
So right now, me and Georgie are about to do an ab workout because we're just waiting for the rest of the boys to come. Lads holiday, you know. Run across my abs.
Yeah, we can't, trust me.
What
Behave.
You ready?
Passing up the same, waking up the same. All up in my head, that's just how I behave. How I behave. How I behave.
Why are you stepping over my abs?
Causes tension in the core. We want that tense, nice feeling.
You learned that Muay Thai?
Yeah.
There you go, step.
I don't even know if you'll be okay.
Mate, I was struggling with that so much. Georgie had no abs before this workout.
Nah, none at all.
Now look at it, you wanna get big, yeah? She doing vlogs.
I don't even know if you'll be okay.
3, 2, 1, 2.
No,
I don't want to do that. You showered recently? No.
Yeah, you have to, but
If you'll be
Wait, so Jake, you got a sorry card for Georgie's family?
Yeah.
Why, what?
To the family, George. What did you do to the family, David? Put a sign in the house and George's mum thought it was in a burglar.
When I speak of big apologies,
We are both really sorry.
wholeheartedly, yeah, is a genuine kind of word that no one really uses.
Smiley face.
No, definitely.
Dave, Jacob, I think you put money in the fund, it would be much greatly accepted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a bit of money in
Donate
there.
this to your son.
Obviously, like when you have exams, you're the only one around. You always worry about missing your exam. Like if your alarm doesn't go off, or if you sleep through your exam. Like it's never happened to me, and I'm sure you always wonder what happens when that does happen. So I bring along my friend Jacob, who has a story to tell. James, do you want to come and go for this?
So my flatmate at university was telling me that for all his GCSEs and A-levels, he just revised all night, got up in the morning, and just went to the exam and and he was pretty smart to be fair, got good grades. So I was thinking, got a proper busy week, ain't got much time to revise for these finals. You know, just take a leaf at my friend's book and just do it an all-nighter. So I was like there revising all night long. Got to like 6 AM, my exam was at 10. I was like, let's get like 2 hours sleep, done all the work, feeling good about this exam, 2 hours sleep, wake up, go to the exam, go home, sleep all day. Obviously, set quite a lot of alarms. None of the alarms went off. Woke up, it was 11:30. Like, no, missed the exam, yeah. And yes, I've got to resit it in over summer.
So you passed everything?
I passed all my other modules, yeah, apart from this one module that like I wasn't even far off passing anyway without taking it like, just from the other test before. the other test. So I just got to...
So you're going to have to go back in August?
In July. And
July?
resit it, but it's just such a trek, so I've got to go up there for like 2.5 hours to get there.
Yeah,
do the exam and 2.5 hours.
University of Leicester, by the way.
Fuck
So
yeah.
So yeah, there's what happens when you sleep through your exam. Would not recommend it. So right now, Jacob's going to attempt to clear this.
Weight you're starting, I've never done it before, so I did the lowest weight possible.
Be okay. I know that you want me for yourself. You want me to know you're doing well. Sending this shit to me all the time. Just telling you that I never lie. Doing things for me like